So you think that he's a federal informant?
I think he's definitely working.
Street networks are now turning inward, with figures accusing one another of cooperating with authorities in connection to the recent legal troubles facing Lil Durk and the OTF collective.
So you think that he's a federal informant?
I think he's definitely working.
New developments suggest one individual may have been the source behind a wave of federal scrutiny. The spotlight has recently fallen on Brick Baby, who has been at odds with Wack 100 for years. Despite both having ties to Adam 22's media platform, the two have repeatedly accused each other of being linked to federal operations.
How do you react to the narrative that Wack has been consistently putting out there, which is basically him saying that Brick Baby must be cooperating or compromised in some way because you allegedly got arrested by the feds and there's no charges? So what do you say when you see him saying that?
Back in 2022, Brick Baby appeared on a prominent show and claimed Wack 100 was connected to federal investigations, particularly due to Wack's detailed knowledge of Quando Rondo's Atlanta shooting incident. Wack had publicly stated that the altercation, which resulted in a fatality, stemmed from a drug deal gone wrong.
We all thought that was a bad drug deal, weed deal. You know that. The world thought that shooting was a bad weed deal between some Armenians or Persians. That's what the world thought.
These allegations gained traction when a now-deleted World Star hip-hop video surfaced, branding Wack 100 as a potential informant. However, the narrative has now shifted. Wack 100 has countered by alleging that Brick Baby is the one who has been feeding federal agents information about Lil Durk and the OTF crew.
Wack a snitch. Wack is a cop working.
During a podcast appearance with Adam 22, Wack stated that his sources confirmed Brick Baby's cooperation with law enforcement. This accusation gained momentum after an incident months earlier when Brick Baby's residence was reportedly raided by federal agents. Despite being briefly detained and later released with bail assistance from Adam 22, no charges were ever formally filed against him. Wack 100 claims this is evidence of a deal between Brick and federal authorities.
Found out that my big homie is talking to the cops.
Adding to the speculation, Wack claims that Brick Baby made incriminating statements during a separate podcast appearance with Poetic Flacco, in which he suggested that OTF had retaliated for King Von's death by targeting an affiliate of Quando Rondo. This comment, according to Wack, was enough to draw federal attention. What makes this situation even more complex is that Brick Baby may not have been the only one who shared sensitive details.
In Atlanta.
Well, Wack a snitch. Wack is a cop working. You notice every time something happens in the street, like with the Quando Rondo situation, how do you know so much about a motherfucker? Like, I don't even know that much about that. You talk about he done robbed a and did this. Like, how do you know this unless you getting police reports?
Lil Durk himself made statements during an interview with DJ Academics that echoed Brick Baby's earlier remarks. When asked about fans telling him to slide for Von, Durk appeared to suggest there was a specific reason those online calls for retaliation had been scrubbed from the internet, a possible indication of deeper concerns behind the scenes.
So you think that he's a federal informant?
I think he's definitely working.
Following Brick Baby's revealing podcast appearance, reports suggest federal agents quickly acted. According to Wack 100, authorities obtained a search warrant to seize Brick Baby's phone. Wack claims the device held information that was of significant interest to law enforcement. Despite this, Brick Baby publicly maintained that the only issue he faced was a gun charge from March, with no mention of his phone being taken.
So you think that he's a federal informant?
I think he's definitely working.
What raised further questions was the outcome, or lack thereof. Despite being a convicted felon and documented gang member, Brick Baby has not faced any formal charges or court appearances related to the alleged firearm offense. He stated that prosecutors dropped the case due to insufficient evidence. However, this explanation has not satisfied many observers. Online reactions were swift and skeptical. Commenters pointed out that it is extremely rare for gun charges involving known felons to be dismissed so easily, especially when those individuals are associated with street organizations.
How do you react to the narrative that Wack has been consistently putting out there, which is basically him saying that Brig maybe must be cooperating or compromised in some way because you allegedly got arrested by the feds and there's no charges? So what do you say when you see him saying that?
One comment noted the inconsistency, saying a Crip gang member caught with a firearm at home and then seen on a podcast discussing sensitive matters, followed by the arrest of Lil Durk and his crew, appeared too coincidental. The situation escalated when Wack 100 added more fuel to the fire. He claimed that the federal interest in Brick Baby's phone stemmed from suspicions that he had been in contact with OTF members on the day of a high-profile shooting, possibly helping track or confirm Quando Rondo's location. Wack alleged that after the incident, federal agents warned Quando Rondo that the attack may have been orchestrated by individuals within his own gang, the Rolling 60s Crips. Both Brick Baby and Quando Rondo are reportedly linked to that same group. According to this theory, when Quando arrived in Atlanta, he checked in with local affiliates for protection, but those same connections may have played a role in his vulnerability. Following news of OTF's legal troubles, one name continues to circulate as a possible informant: OTF Jam. The speculation intensified after an image surfaced, showing Jam inside an interrogation room, seated at a table with food. The photo quickly went viral, sparking widespread debate online. Some users online labeled it as a possible moment of cooperation with federal authorities. Though no official documents have confirmed this, the image has fueled growing suspicions. There are currently two prevailing theories regarding Jam's alleged cooperation. One is rooted in past allegations, the other suggests deeper internal conflict. Reports indicate that Jam was released from prison in 2022 after serving over a decade for attempted murder. According to sources close to this situation, he had allegedly been working with law enforcement since 2020 during the final stretch of his sentence. Some reports claim he may have worn a wire while interacting with members of his former circle, including Lil Durk and others affiliated with OTF. Jam was once considered a key figure within the group, closely tied to its leadership. During his time in prison, reports suggest that financial and legal support was consistently provided, including assistance with court costs and personal expenses. Upon release, he was allegedly given a home, vehicle, and cash gifts by the crew, all meant to support his reintegration. If the allegations of cooperation are true, it would mark one of the most significant betrayals within OTF to date. These developments come as the group faces increased scrutiny following multiple indictments and legal probes. Now, with multiple accusations flying across social media and more documents expected to surface, many are waiting to see how deep this situation goes and whether more names will soon be implicated. Reports continue to emerge surrounding OTF Jam, who is now at the center of multiple rumors related to the federal investigation involving OTF. According to street sources, Jam was recently charged with weapons possession and was potentially facing another extended prison sentence. However, complications arose when it was revealed that he allegedly received no legal or financial assistance from within his circle. According to claims made by media commentator DJ Academics, Jam was reportedly upset over the lack of support and subsequently agreed to cooperate with federal authorities. While this remains unconfirmed, the speculation intensified following a string of developments tied to ongoing investigations. Another rumor, significantly more severe, has circulated alleging that a member of OTF may have orchestrated a retaliatory act in response to suspicions of federal cooperation. According to several online sources, the July 2024 death of Octavia Redmond, a U.S. postal worker, may be connected to deeper tensions involving federal informants. On July 19, 2024, Redmond was fatally shot in the West Pullman neighborhood of Chicago. Authorities say the victim was targeted while preparing to deliver mail. Surveillance footage later identified the suspect as a 15-year-old who exited a stolen SUV, approached Redmond, and opened fire at close range before fleeing the scene. The victim was transported to Christ Hospital, but later succumbed to her injuries. The investigation prompted involvement from the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, which offered a $250,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. After months of tracing vehicle movements and analyzing footage, authorities arrested the suspect in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. While no public link has been established between the shooting and OTF-related allegations, some theories suggest that Redmond's killing may have been a retaliatory message targeting an individual affiliated with federal cooperation. Further complicating the matter, commentator DJ Vlad has claimed that official court filings point to multiple unnamed individuals involved in the broader OTF case. According to Vlad's breakdown of the indictment documents, 3 unnamed co-conspirators are referenced. One reportedly acted as a shooter, another allegedly booked travel for individuals involved, and the third may have provided information on a rival's location in Los Angeles. These redacted identities suggest there may be more cooperation occurring behind the scenes than previously known. Notably, OTF Jam is not directly named in the indictment, which has led to speculation that either he is acting under sealed cooperation or that his involvement has been overstated by rumor. As the case continues to evolve, more details are expected to surface regarding the individuals cooperating with federal agents and the circumstances behind their decisions. As the OTF legal situation continues to escalate, a new round of accusations and internal division is surfacing. Recent reports suggest that the original rumor about OTF Jam cooperating with federal authorities may have originated from rival voices in the Chicago scene, particularly from King Yella. In response, OTF Jam publicly denied the allegations. He addressed the claims directly via social media, stating that unless his legal name, Casey J. Hester, appears on formal documentation, he should not be labeled an informant. The post aimed to dispel rumors, but seemed to raise further questions, especially after no known OTF affiliates publicly backed his statement or offered their support. In a surprising development, OTF Jam then turned the focus toward another figure, Lil Durk. He accused the OTF leader of inadvertently drawing federal attention through his own lyrics. On the track, Back Again, Lil Durk references Jam's past, rapping, "Jam, get out that jam, I give him 50, ain't gotta ask again." He was catching murders way back then. This bar, according to Jam, gave law enforcement additional incentive to pursue him. Following this, Jam shared that after Durk publicly mentioned his legal troubles in a song, federal attention intensified, suggesting that his reincarceration may have stemmed from lyrics, not confessions. As the legal proceedings surrounding OTF continue to unfold, new developments have sparked both support and skepticism across social media. A post surfaced claiming a recent phone call took place with Lil Durk from inside federal custody. The message, captioned with a statement about unity and resilience, read, "Just got off the phone with my brother. In good spirits, staying positive and fighting to get back home to his kids and family. We're not glorifying negativity. We're more than just street guys." That's actually an understatement. We're men of honor and code, no matter our financial status. Bro hit the main line with the rest of our kind. No protective custody. The account posting the message, tied to a figure known as 900 Bra Bra, has long hinted at associations with the OTF label. Photos with Booker 600, Bonnie Mo, and Lil Durk himself, as well as collaborative features, have furthered claims of affiliation. However, with no official confirmation regarding the call, public reactions remain divided. This isn't the only instance in which Lil Durk has allegedly made contact since his arrest. In a recent release from artist Hypno Carlito titled "Where Smirk Go," a voice that appears to be Durk's is heard in the intro. The call, reportedly recorded from federal custody, features the speaker reaffirming loyalty to Carlito and paying homage to fallen members. Hypno Carlito, my brother from another, forever legend. Off then, I take your streets over. You know what time it is. Rest in peace. The track has generated mixed responses. While some listeners believe the call to be authentic, others have accused Carlito of chasing attention by leveraging Durk's legal situation. Still, The message resonated with many supporters who remain hopeful about Durk's future. As court dates approach, attention is shifting toward uncovering the full scope of cooperation within the OTF circle. Allegations continue to circulate regarding informants, sealed indictments, and strategic betrayals. What remains certain is that the coming weeks will bring clarity and likely more revelations about who remains loyal and who does not. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And if you want to dive deeper into what's unfolding in this case, check out the next video by clicking one of the boxes on your screen now.